make a simple chicken recipe. Okay, we're gonna make a simple chicken recipe, and we're gonna use our Saladmaster machine with cone number 4. We're gonna grate some onions, zucchini. We're gonna grate some carrots, celery, and pretty much you can add whatever vegetables you want in this recipe. So we're gonna be using our electric skillet, and there's nothing in here. So we're gonna preheat temperature to we're going to preheat to 450. Okay, anytime you do chicken or meats, you want to preheat at 450. So we'll wait about just a couple of minutes. When the little light you see blinking, when it stops blinking, that means the surface is ready for you to put your chicken. Okay, the chicken that I have here are boneless thighs. Okay, I've kind of removed some of the fat. And I'm going to go ahead and grate my onion here. I can use you can chop it with some knives, with a knife, or you can use this cone that I have here. And it is cone number 5. You just have to be very careful. Do it very slow because we are slicing. And you can see how the onions look here. So we're gonna use that to saute with the chicken. Okay, and we have celery, carrots, little bell peppers. They come in a little bag, and we've got some cilantro here that I want to put in there, and I want to add some cherry tomatoes, but you can add your own tomatoes, whatever tomatoes that you prefer. I love to use onions, and garlic is one of my favorite that I like to use there. So these are the kind of vegetables, but whatever you have, pretty much you can put whatever you'd like. Now I'm going to grate the zucchini here. I've got my onions grated right there. I'll be using them in a little bit while we're waiting for our electric skillet to get heated up there. Okay, so I'm going to change my cone because I want to use a different cone for the zucchini. I will be using cone number 3. Cone number 3, cut number 3. And the number is right here. It'll say it's cone number 3. And I love this cone because we love to make potato and eggs with it. But here you can see how this cut is. And I just love this cut. Okay, so that's your zucchini there. And with the carrots, we can use a little different cut. And I will use cone number 2. I'm going to put all these vegetables. Okay. And if it gets a little small, just throw it in back there. I got another one here. Usually the carrots are a little bit longer, but you do want to do it slow because you have to be a little careful. Just throw it back there. But you can see the cut right there. And then you can press right here on this protective plastic that we have there. Okay, so we've got our zucchini, our carrots, and let's add some celery to give it some little flavor there. Okay, there you go. See how that? Throw that piece away. So we've got carrot, zucchini, and we got our onions already chopped there. So here we can also, I like to cut these with a little knife just to, to kind of give them, kind of make them look a little longer right here. That's what I like to do. I like to keep them long. Okay. Very, very simple. These vegetables that you see here, it's preference if you want to add. I love to use these bell peppers for just about everything because it adds flavor to your food. It adds flavor to your chicken. So we've got some cilantro. These I've already cut in half, the cherry tomatoes. Let's check to see if it's ready here. It's still blinking, so we still got a couple of more, probably maybe another minute. So the first thing when you start cooking and you're going to use your electric skillet, first thing you want to do is preheat to 450. Now we are making thighs. If you were making thighs with bone, the same thing, start at 450. Now these thighs are boneless, and they are going to be done very, very quick. So you're going to see how fast it's going to get done. Well, the only spice that we're using is adobo. I'm almost done with it here, so we're throwing the bottle away there. But another thing, if you want to cut your thighs in smaller pieces, you can. Sometimes, you know, people like to cut their thighs before they put them in. I will show you the way I like to do it, and for me it's much faster and easier because I'm a mom on the go all the time, so you want to be fast and you just don't have time to be cutting. So I'm going to show you a quick way how to do it, and we're still waiting on it. And also another way you can test it to see if the surface is ready is to add a little bit of water to see if it's ready, the surface. So you see how it still needs just a little bit more, and the indicator here will stop blinking, so you'll be able to see that it's almost ready. But it's not quite ready yet because here you can still see a little bit of water. And you could still put it on there, but I like to wait for it to be really, really nice and hot. But this is just the way it is to preheat it properly. Because if you don't preheat for chicken, and let's say you put the chicken on a cold surface and you preheat and you turn it on, and basically what's going to happen, it's probably just going to get stuck. So you do want to preheat, but you'll see how easy it's going to be once this surface is ready. Okay, and then since we've used the chicken with thighs, with the chicken thighs with bone, we in the presentation usually we fry. When you're frying, you want to leave it open if it's a thigh with bone, if you're frying, okay, without any oil. But since we're not going to fry, we've got thighs that are boneless. I'm going to show you a faster way on how to cook the chicken, because these boneless thighs are going to be done really fast. Okay, so it was about 5 to 7 minutes. The light has already stopped blinking, and the surface is really, really hot, and we can test it here with a little bit of water. You don't have to do this, but because it's already stopped blinking, but that's what we want to see there. Okay, so just so you'll know that the surface is really, really, really hot. You have to be careful that everything around here is super duper hot, and also the lid, very, very hot. So now we're gonna just roll that water there, but it's okay. Well, let me just dry it up a little bit. Dry it up. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the thigh, like that. Add on everything there. No oil, no water. So we've already added everything in there. Now you're not going to try to stir or anything, and we don't want you to add any spices yet, because the spices, since it's super hot, they will burn. So now we're going to cover it completely, okay? It's covered, and in just probably about 3 minutes, we're going to see a lot of water, okay? Because the chicken is going to release a lot of water and some oil. So you want to just keep it covered for at least 3 minutes. And then we're going to stir it in a little bit, and then I'm going to show you the next step. So as you see, we started making the thighs, and you see this little vapor valve? The temperature has exceeded 187. It's at the very top. This is the time where you want to take a peek on there, because you're cooking something. See all that water there? So this is the time that you want to move it around, and see how this is the time to be moving it. Okay, see how it's not, how that nice and easy. So what I like to do here See how how it didn't stick, and these are boneless thighs, no water. Okay, that's what we want. So right here for me, it is so easy, and this is what I like to do. It depends. It's up to you. If you want to cut it this way, you can cut it before. You want to leave them like that. It's your preference. Okay, but I like to. For me, it's much easier to do it this way. And I love these scissors because they are Saladmaster scissors, and I just love them because they're super sharp, and I just love to use these scissors. And for me, it's just so much easier. And if you have fajitas, meat fajitas, you can do the same thing. But like I said, if you want to leave your chicken whole, it's totally up to you. Now remember, if you want to fry them, then you will leave the lid open, kind of the way we did the ones with the bone. I would recommend chicken thighs with bone if you want to fry them. But we'll do another video with these if you want to fry them. Okay? So at this point, we already have the chicken there with, we want to add flavor to this chicken. So this is where I will put my onions. This is where you put the onions, okay? And you can see how that looks there. Looking pretty good. And you also want to add your garlic. You want to add your garlic there. Okay. And add your garlic, and we want to add a little bit of spices here. Some of this adobo. And we're going to cover it again. So that was within, by the time the chicken got ready, it was already within. We've added the onions, garlic, and the adobo seasoning. I like this adobo seasoning, this one right here, because it has a lot of, it's organic and it has a lot of good ingredients in there. So it's very simple ingredient there. So we're going to keep it covered, and let's wait for the... Okay, we added the onions, the garlic, and the adobo, and it was about 4 minutes when it started clicking. So we're gonna mix it here. We're gonna cover it. And the little valve is up, so it's gonna go back down again, and in a little bit it's gonna go back up. You'll see it because it's getting the steam in there. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes total. The vapor valve is telling me that I'm cooking here. See, I left these whole right here. Some of them have already been cut. If I want to cut it a little smaller, I can still cut them even smaller. Okay, so I'm just going to be cutting it a little bit smaller. Yeah. So now at this point, I've already kind of browned almost all the chicken's already been browned. So now I'm going to add the zucchini. And then I'm going to add my zucchini and carrots. I'm going to add the bell pepper and the cilantro. I want to add tomatoes. Okay. I'm going to just kind of stir it a little bit there. And if you want to add like comino, you can add comino. This one I'm using instead of the nor. I like to use this one because the nor has other ingredients that it contains MSG. But adobo is pretty good. And then you can add your cominos, black pepper, to get a little bit of, you can add some black pepper. Okay. And a little bit of cayenne pepper. Get a little kick. And we're going to cover it. And now remember, once it starts clicking, we're going to lower it down again. Because we already put that. You can even lower it down as of right now if you want to. You can lower it down a little bit more, and it should be ready, I would say, like in about 10 more minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower my temperature down because it's super high right now. For boneless thighs, we do want to lower the temperature down to about 350. Because if you have it at 450, what's going to happen is all that juice is going to evaporate. But and since we've got some vegetables in there, so we want to keep it at 350. And once it starts clicking, we can even, once it starts clicking, we're going to check it and see if we need to lower down a little bit more. Okay. Okay, it's already clicking at 250. I'm lowering it down to 150. And what I like to do is just turn it off. I turn it off and then I turn it back on. It automatically goes to 150. So the vapor valve should calm down right now because our food is ready to eat. Ready to go. So we're just going to leave it here, covered. No peppers. And we are ready to, you can leave some of the, just want you to see how this looks with a little bit of rice.